my name is Wyatt Scott, and I was the team lead for Deep Sea. Deep Sea was developed on the idea of being a 2D platformer that relies on effective platforming, exploration, and stun mechanics to navigate the depths of the ocean. I worked primarily on integrating the in-game systems to work together, such as animations and damage and different scripts that work in tandem and be cohesive, as well as developing some of the environmental sprites.
Hi, I'm Cass, and I worked primarily on sprites and animations.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jaden Garcia, and my part in the project was working on character and enemy design and animations. I also helped to make the flashlight and stun mechanics and worked on grounded enemy AI. Additionally, I worked on music for some of the levels.
Each of us kind of had a different focus that we wanted to get out of working on this project. And they all kind of work together to fill out the entire project. My personal one was to focus on the in-game mechanic of the flashlight, such as using the flashlight to make enemies visible, as well as stunning enemies to escape death or take damage. Making the use of the flashlight a necessity was kind of important to me, which was a big reason why the platform was designed the way it was, having the player think about their path instead of just bulldozing through it, such as in other games.
Yeah, like Wyatt said, everybody's focus kind of came together to make this project possible. Prior to the semester, I had only made one game before in Java Effects, and I came into this project focused on learning the basics of game design, from Unity to C# to 2D graphics. Huge thanks to our mentor Drew for all of his help and insights. And yeah, I was particularly interested in working on sprites and animations, and kind of with a background in graphic design that played to some of my pre-existing strengths. And yeah, I was super stoked.
So my focus in the game was to make it both challenging and engaging, and creating an environment that would make the players feel like they were in the deep dark sea. So I put a lot of care into the music and the setting up the level design, and the character design to have players be interested.
Now, no big project would be complete without its own set of challenges. Mine personal was working on the AI pathfinding. Writing an original pathfinding algorithm would be really time consuming and inefficient for the length of this project, being that it was 10 weeks. So using Unity's built-in 3D pathfinding modified to work in a 2D landscape was kind of the most viable course of action. And I worked with our advisor, Drew Castalia, on implementing that within Deep Sea.
Working on sprites and animations presented several challenges. Our goal was to create an aesthetically cohesive project, balancing minimalism and realism in our sprite design. And this balance carried into animations, where we decided to use both Unity's bones for movement and sprite frame animations, depending on the specific object or movement that we were trying to animate. Building bones for each individual sprite that defines a particular sprite's position can then be used by Unity to automate the frames of the animation itself. And by comparison, doing sprite frame animations requires drawing each new frame by hand. And an example of how we decided on one or the other was that the shark was animated frame by frame for its attack, but we used the Unity bones to create the movement animation.
My main worry was, trying to make the character animations as smooth as possible, because the player would be looking at for the whole game. And so I spent a lot of time creating the animation frame by frame for each of the different actions that the diver could have.
In terms of takeaways for this project, I think as a group, we can all kind of take away the concept of succeeding when you don't know the answers. For instance, with our pathfinding algorithm, with different sound effects, with using bones to create animations, there's a bunch of different ideas that we really didn't know about, and we were able to implement those systems and get them functional in a relatively short time period. And I think that's something really important that we can take into the professional world. Yeah, but hope you enjoy our video, and hope you enjoy Deep Sea.